We want to do a recap of what happened last week.
Sure.
Everything went amazing, and we came out with 400 million extra coin.
Yep.
I don't,
We're now the richest men in all of the area.
I don't remember
Nothing.
that. Is that on your character sheet?
Give me a minute.
Well, I guess it's on the sheets. That's gonna be fine.
Yes,
I think
that's
we're
true.
now on our I think our slump has gone up to 3 scores without killing anyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what was different.
I don't think we can maintain that sort of.
I have no idea.
Is there mechanics in this game for depression?
Well, I mean, in a session or two when Primo's able to come back.
Primo is going to be a changed man for like an hour and a half, though. So,
He's going straight.
I haven't killed anybody, and oh shit, well, it was a record.
That reminds me of the movie True Romance. The scene with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper. He's like, after he shoots him, he's like, I haven't killed anybody. 12 years or whatever. After he had to kill
the one with the guy from Sicily, and he's like, you're half Mooly.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Greatest scenes ever.
Barely remember it.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was Tarantino's first
screenplay. Yeah.
Or wait, was it?
He didn't direct True Romance. He sold that and not Reservoir Dogs. He sold True Romance and
Natural Born Killers.
And Natural Born Killers to make Reservoir Dogs, and then Tony Scott directed True Romance, and Oliver Stone directed Natural Born Killers.
I have not seen either of those in forever.
True Romance it's technically my favorite Tarantino movie, even though it's not a Tarantino directed film. I love the dialogue is spot on, the acting, the number of fantastic, even tiny performances. Like Brad Pitt's little character in that is fantastic.
What's the submarine movie that he did some ghostwriting on? What's the submarine movie with Denzel Washington?
Oh, that was Crimson Tide? No.
Yeah, Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Crimson Tide.
Yeah, you can tell because there's the one thing where the two guys get into a fight, and Denzel Washington's like, what the hell is going on? Johnson here says that Mobius Silver Surfer ain't shit, and I think the Kirby Silver Surfer, I never said Kirby. I think Denzel Washington had the whole, everyone who knows comic books knows. I think he said, I think for him it was a Jack Kirby Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I just remember when I watched that movie just going, that feels like a different writer stepped in and said, we're going to make this a little more memorable. All right, so Hawthorne, full of stress, or are these the ones on the that main page still correct?
Yes.
All right, Hawthorne.
Mine is
brimming with stress.
Coked up with stress. That's right.
So at this point, you last time, you got your fence, and then you had the whole thing where you got attacked coming outside of the leaky bucket by the fire bats.
Yep.
Poor dumb bastards, and then lightning got cast and.
It coincidentally struck.
Yeah, the guy must have had too much iron in his blood.
It coincidentally struck him 8 times.
The only thing that was done on purpose was the bringing of torrential rains to put out fires from an accidental lightning strike.
Oh no! And
the rains down in Crossford.
2 of them got stabbed on purpose for sure. That was self-defense, and it'll stand up in any court.
So, at this point, are you looking for a job, or are you looking to expand some stuff?
Cruise sheet.
Oh, let me bring up.
Hawthorne is looking for a nap. He's looking a bit frayed at the edges.
Ben,
please don't shut your pants. They'll make me clean it up.
Yes, so we would have.
Oh, I'm the new one. I'm the wee lad on the block.
have you was the Hulk Hogan movie? What the hell is that Hulk Hogan movie?
No Holds Barred?
Yeah. Picks this guy up and goes, "What's that smell?" Dookie. He just it's the weirdest, most over the top.
Dookie.
All right.
So, I think we need another job.
Hawthorne did his deal on hooking up, trying to. He's right now. He's just kind of keeping his head down. He'll follow orders, but he's not. He's staying a little bit distant. He's a little freaked out that he let out the thing, and y'all saw it.
And we're a little freaked out by Hawthorne, I think. I think we're a little.
I told you I was good at wrecking things.
Yeah. Gotta keep an eye on this guy.
He's wiry.
Ooh, it's gonna cause some static.
Okay. So, in this case,
I think we should go and have another meeting with our new fence, Galena. See if she has anything else she needs done.
okay. Heading to her shop full of antiquities and other stuff. And it says, you come in, ding, ding, sort of looks up, and she goes, "You got stuff you're selling?"
Sidebar. Did we settle up on the stuff that I'd given her to?
Well, we can check on that. I mean, that could be one of the reasons.
No, I'm asking Michael because we got some extra coin for the last job, but I don't know if it was.
I believe that was that.
Okay.
And did we end the session with like session end stuff, or did we put that off to today?
That was after the last thing that happened was entanglements that happened after the session end stuff, which is why we didn't.
Yeah, you didn't actually have a
downtime,
score last time.
Yeah,
Right.
That took
But we
the
didn't
entire session was pretty much because I think we started off with the session end from the previous one.
Yeah.
And then the entanglements, there was the role playing, and also because you wanted to introduce halfway to Hawthorne.
Yep.
Probably start calling him Conway.
I was pretty sure we had downtime.
I think you had the downtime before because I remember I told you when you mentioned entanglements, I'm like, oh, it'll come up. All that happened before.
Yeah.
Because if we did downtime, wouldn't you have less stress?
We did downtime before the entanglement happened.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
All that stress is from the entanglement.
Yeah, well, 4 of it is. 2 of it was that I didn't get rid of.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a cool entanglement, by the way.
Yeah,
it was.
I was actually looking for stuff that kind of grew the entanglement some because there's not a ton. I mean, it's just like gang trouble, so it's like, okay, cool, let's throw this in. But I realized there's only like those couple handful of things.
Yeah, it only really gives you very, very broad strokes, not a bunch of individual neat encounters that you can.
Well, even beside of that, it's just it would be cool to have like a wider variety of general ideas as opposed to just like gang troubles.
I'll get on that.
I recommend this YouTube channel that you might like. It's called something about an improv GM who just makes shit up on the fly.
Yeah, but it's, one of the reasons I like role playing games is when you've got something that kind of like when you have like everything available. Sometimes when it gives you like, oh, here's a push in a direction.
That's why you ask for a suggestion during improv.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that creations actually breed creativity. I was just, making a bit of a joke.
Limitations breed
trying to make a bit of a joke.
That's one of the reasons I don't like a lot of role playing games that are very, very, very improv-y that have almost nothing as far as rules. It's like I can make shit up. The fun part is kind of the directions or the randomizers that let you do something interesting with it.
That's why I like the cards. They're like just a little bit of inspiration, but still leave it up to you to be creative about it.
Sorry, I just keep checking my email because I got kids emailing me stuff. So anyway, I'm not checking out. I promise.
That's fine.
All right, so we walk into Galena's shop. Ding, ding, ding.
Tinkle, tinkle.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
What's up? She's like, what brings the ministry here today? You selling?
I don't have anything to sell. I don't know about the other two, but yeah, we were looking to see if you need any help, if everything's going all right, since we're,
Kind of goes, just, well, I mean, everything here is kind of fine. Then she kind of catches for a moment. She goes, I do know someone who was looking for a little bit of help. I normally wouldn't have thought it's up your alley, but you've actually been a little bit on the kind of on the quiet side lately.
Sedate. Oh, I have to think of it.
Yeah. Don't spread that around, though. We got a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, you got your reputation, but are you looking to maybe do some stuff that requires a little less complete and total destruction?
Yeah, sure. We're up for anything.
Okay. She goes, actually, and then she kind of she goes, give me just a moment, and she heads back into sort of her office. Kind of closes the door, kind of pulls the thing through the window, and after a little bit, she opens up the door again, and then comes out, and she's got like a ledger, sort of with her, and she's just looking over it. She goes, yes, I have something that needs done, and it is. Oh, let me double check this. Mikey, what's your vice purveyor's name?
Ojak.
Ojak. From Ojak over in Silk Shore. I don't know if any of you've heard of him, but he's looking for some people to help get some stuff taken care of.
All right. Well, what's the nature of this problem?
Well, on that one, you need to talk to him.
All right.
And she kind of like writes out a letter. She's like, "This will introduce you."
Can you spell his name?
OJAK.
Oh, A-A-K. OJ.
Make amends with him, right?
I don't need to make amends with him.
Okay, I thought you got kicked out.
Nope, that
No.
was previous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a former. All right. And where are we going for this? Where's he on the map? I'm sorry.
He is in Silk Shore. Let us go ahead and actually place him in Silk Shore. I'll move you all over.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So we can do a little bit here as well. Let me pull this up. Where is the
Water. Not seen as sure.
I just moved you to this. I believe I just moved you to the Silk Shore.
Yeah, but I just saw Silk Water. I'm not seeing. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Silk Shore is
Right.
the name of the district itself.
Gotcha. I see where it says it now.
Yeah, we burned a place down here once.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we did? I thought that was someone else.
It's very hard to keep track. Oh, Jack!
I love the name of the place called The Ease. That just sounds really nice.
Put it by the Bridge of the Moon.
So I would be very grateful if we didn't screw this up or alienate Ojak.
What are you saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's
why.
Say it. Just say it.
Because Primo got kicked out. Yeah. I blanked for a second. Sorry.
Is Primo here?
No, but I was looking at Mikey.
If
Mikey getting kicked out of his old place, not the character.
Oh, right.
I heard that someone you did a job for once might have ended up dead, of course, at the hands of a rival gang, and then Primo went to prison for his reprisal of it, and I would prefer that not be Ojak's fate as well. That's all.
What does Ojak do? What's his business?
He's a rooftop vendor. He sells curiosities and weird stuff.
Okay.
And you want to tell us a little bit about Ojak?
Sure. Ojak has well, he's had a stroke. Half of his face is paralyzed, but he's completely there, and it's obvious. I mean, he just kind of mutters sometimes and goes off on tangents, but he hears almost everything around him, and it's unnerving. And he picks up on stuff that you just wouldn't suspect that he picked. Almost like Sherlock Holmes. He's kind of savantish about it, but he's also very cool. He buys and sells things on the down low. From importers, but doesn't do so as a fence. He legally imports the weird shit he gets in, or sometimes when it's not quite legally, it was a barter, but not quite. It was more of a trade than a purchase. You know what I mean? He does that stuff personally, but not professionally. Although our relationship is kind of a blend of the personal and professional, since he's Taikarosi and I'm Taikarosi, and so we he'll barter with me the stuff that he won't sell to most people.
So instead of getting coin, we're just going to get a bag full of weird shit.
No, he does a lot of stuff in coin. It's just that because we're both Taikarosi and we talk about the old country and everything, and he trusts me a little more than he trusts most of the Ekarosi or the Skovlandish.
Right. Well, we'll let you do the most of the talking to this guy then.
Are you down with demons?
I've got a bit of a headache. Honestly, I'm not feeling quite myself. All right.
It's fine if you don't feel.
No, it's fine. It's just it's okay. I'll talk to him.
All right.
So the thing about Ojak, his shadow also moves on its own.
Yep, that makes sense. Oh, and don't stare at his shadow.
Okay.
He doesn't like it when you stare at his shadow.
So don't stare at his shadow.
You know when
don't look at the other one half of his face, because it's all like
as we're approaching. He's had a stroke. He doesn't mind if you look at the face. That's not a problem. But you know how when someone has a wandering eye and you're not sure which eye to look at, and you spend half your time trying to figure it out, right? And they get offended when you look at the wrong fucking eye, right? Don't look at his shadow, all right? No, don't. I mean, you can glance, but don't stare at his shadow. It's a bit unnerving, all right?
Right. Hopefully he can just. This will go quick, right? Let's do this quick like.
Well, sometimes it depends on what he's got to smoke.
Why would we stare at it? Why would we stare at his shadow? Is that
it's
a weird thing he's got that he doesn't like people looking down at the ground?
It moves on its own.
Did you say it moves
on its own? But it's nothing. It's nothing. Don't ask him about it. Look, it moves on its own. All right.
And you mentioned something about what depends on what we have to smoke. What are the options?
Well, so last time he gave me some nice mushrooms to chew upon,
Right.
But I wouldn't recommend it, not unless you're at least half Taikarosi.
All right. Well, let's do this then.
Okay.
Get in, get out.
Do this. So, go over to Silk Shore, and then up, like kind of as you kind of go over the Taffeta Bridge, and the Silk Shore's got a ton of canals going through it, but up on there's sort of a elevated part of it. It's like the rooftop market's not just at rooftop level; it's actually like another level, sort of above that, on the Bridge of the Moon, where as you kind of go up there, there's a lot more Taikarosi in this area. And one of the things is Silk Shore is both known for its artist, its sort of red light district, There is a lot of fairly powerful vices to be found in places of Silkshore.
Right.
When you come into his it's a decent sized tent. I mean, something like today you might see it like a state fair. As you come in and there's tables with different things on it and all sorts of curios. Some of the stuff you've never seen before. Some of it you believe you know what it is, and even the stuff that you're aware of tends to be relatively rare. There is a heavy smoke in the room, and the smoke is tinged with a number of different narcotics. So as you come in, he's kind of behind a counter. As you notice, his shadow doesn't just move on its own. His shadow seems to not necessarily be connected to him, because currently, like, he's sort of back there behind the counter. It's like over here, like on the
So like
wall.
the feet aren't connected to his feet.
Nope. Like the shadow is just sort of moving along, and it actually seems to be interacting with the shadows of some of the stuff on the tables. Like you see it kind of reach down and sort of like pick something up. This and like nothing is changing in the real world, if we want to call it that.
But the shadow of the thing he picked up is in its hand, and then he sets it down and it's back down. But the thing never moved.
Correct.
Jack.
Sort of looks up and goes, Hawthorne. Welcome, come.
Look, this is my my brother Douglas half, and my half sister Sophia. Sophia and Douglas, this is Ojak.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. By the accent, Scovlanders?
Sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. Looks like they've got the full-blood Scotland, where you got a bit of the half and half, Hawthorne.
Boy, turns out that Da wasn't particular about where he stuck the thing, you know.
Hopefully he's got the better half of Tykerosi.
The more interesting half, regardless. So, you usually come in here to indulge on your own. Are you showing them a little of what you enjoy?
Well, normally I would stay a bit more private, honestly, but Mistress Galena mentioned that you may have some work.
Ah, yes. I needed some people who are willing to go some places I am less able to go. And he just sort of looks around and goes, do they have your knowledge of magic?
Not quite. No. They're adept at other things. For example, Douglas here is one of the finest hunters I've ever met in my life, and I wouldn't cross Psy with someone else's face.
Okay, and looks at Psy. Do you look like someone who's a like terribly like intimidating?
I'll be honest. I don't even remember what playbook Psy is.
She's a leech, and no, she doesn't dress or present as intimidating. Maybe if she's got a dirty look, she might look a little intimidating to people that know her. But
little old me, I'll murder you.
Yeah. I think actually before I figured out that she was a female, the only descriptor I had on my character sheet was pretty. So I thought he was gonna be a pretty boy at first. So I left the pretty. So I'm thinking just kind of like a, cute girl next door in a poor neighborhood kind of thing.
Who might stab you in the guts.
Might take your eye if you stare too long.
We've all ended up with one of those at some point. He basically kind of goes into a bag and he brings it up, and there are a number of runes that he kind of pops these out. And they seem to be to like a number of kind of ancient gods. And he goes, I need these placed in some certain landmarks around Brightstone. In places they're not going to be immediately found. it's going to help grow a little special something I've got underneath. Need a little bit of the old magic to make it work.
Oh, well.
So we just got to put these rocks in the spot, and then that's it.
They need to be tucked away all neat, where no one will find them.
Neat when no one will find them. However, there are certain things coming to a head shortly, and there are people who are specifically trying to make sure that these are not placed there. I am not someone who's necessarily good with either stealth or, if necessary, beating the living hell out of those who would stop me. So I needed someone with either a good deal more sneakiness or muscle.
Right, we got both.
The skinny, clumsy one looks at you guys and kind of shrugs.
What's your job? My job is to tell you not to shit your pants.
Don't shit your pants, they'll make me clean it up.
They call me the pant shit cleaner.
Can we touch these things, or we need to put them in a special bag, or what's going on?
And this is one Hawthorne's going to know immediately. Like anyone can touch them. Like the magic stuff this stuff does is not active. It might create like a magical field, or it's not the kind of thing that like will create a gate or will fuck someone up if they actually are looking at it, using it, anything along those lines.
I'm just trying to make sure we don't screw this up before we even leave. Right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to write them down? Or we got to memorize them and where they need to go? What's what?
He kind of pulls out let me do this real quick. Pulls out like a map of. It's a fairly rough. Oh, what happened there? A fairly rough map of. Which one did I say? Brightstone?
Yeah.
And here in a moment... Oh, that's why. I put this in... Because that one thing, I've been listing your scores. Let us bring us all over to Brightstone. So, Brightstone itself is... Here you have, like, the wealthiest, most influential citizens live. A lot of it's paved. They've got electric lights that are actually upkept. There are guards and such that go through, because one of the things they want in Brightstone, you are able to walk the city streets without being harassed. There is a tendency in a lot of the areas of Brightstone that if you're not going like basically down the main thoroughfares, those thoroughfares will take people to. Let's kind of take a look at actual Brightstone here. Like we've got like the park sort of in the middle. There are and some of the markets here are much more kind of upscale, but the rich and powerful don't tend to want people like you around.
Scum.
Yeah, even this like there's the large park that everyone kind of comes and will go to the park, though even at certain hours those are essentially usually after dusk. There are certain hours that are it is kept relatively sparse, but it is still a place that people do visit. Silver Market deals a lot of stuff with silver, silk, spices, but stuff is usually a little more expensive than what the average citizen, well above what they can tend to afford. And the Chief Cathedral of the Church of Ecstasy of the Flesh is here. So yeah, it's the problem is sticking out in this area becomes very easy because of all the patrols.
Right.
So what he wants you to do is, let's do this. Find something that looks suitably cool.
If I'm gonna survey This area. Um,
Whoa.
what would that be? Would it be risky?
Uh, Wait a bit. I did not see where we're looking. I'm going to place where some of these things
Oh, okay.
are supposed to be.
All right. So on Garden Street. Oh, they're spread out. There's one down on Summerwood Street, one on Heliotrope.
This is more like a side quest than a main quest.
Yeah. So there's a number of places. I mean, some of which are going to be relatively easy to get to. Um, though in some of those places, placing it where it's not going to be found might be a little more difficult. Other ones are going to require a bit more work to get because of not only patrols by the bluecoats that go through here, but also you also have a lot of private guards that, for the very rich, one person will have their own group, but for those who are not as rich, sometimes neighborhoods essentially pitch in money to help keep their neighborhoods a little bit safer. So if like one person can't afford it, these 13 people that live in such an area can put a little bit together to have guard patrols, blue coats on, making overtime, stuff like that.
Like a gated community.
Yep, kind of.
So, all right. Well, looking at the map, we've got Garden Street, we've got Summerwood Street. Can't read that one. Square.
I'll
zoom it in and scroll it over. Halcyon Square.
Yeah, I should have moved it so that they're not right in the way of. Yeah.
Heliotropin Lane and Victory Square. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I missed the one by the market. Yeah, the one on Silvermark Avenue. So 6. If we take 2 each, we could probably get this done fairly quickly, right?
Oh, sure.
It might not be a bad idea.
He said, full of confidence.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe.
Said the guy with 0 prowl and 6.
I am going to survey the place first.
Well, I'm also wondering if maybe having the guy that actually has a connection to our employer with us when we make these deliveries, in case there's questions or oddities that come up, might not be a bad idea.
No, because he's not supposed to be putting this stuff there.
Right.
Like having a guy from him there is not going to be useful.
No, what I mean is like if we need to like adapt and improvise, that Hawthorne might actually know how best to handle it.
Oh, I mean, Hawthorne. I mean, the basic thing is these are kind of, you place them, you put them in the right spots. They are designed to sort of focus magical and spiritual energies to do various things. You don't know exactly what, because a lot of it will depend on. I mean, it's one of those things. To research it would take perhaps months.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. So if I get there and the shelf it's supposed to be on is broken, that Hawthorne might know best what's the next best thing to do or whatever.
Well, one thing Hawthorne will know, it doesn't have to go in a single like if it had to be placed in say someone's yard, if the place where it kind of came down to, anywhere in that yard is going to be kind of fine, because it's not like it has to be placed. If this room were the neighborhood, it has to be placed right in this little tray thing on the desk. That's not the. It would just be placed somewhere in that general area.
Okay.
Right. So
if somebody was trying to stop us, chances are, well, they're either going to be somebody who understands the magic involved or is hired by somebody who understands the magic involved. And on the off chance that it might be good to have me here just in case they're magically, I just don't like splitting the party.
Normally I'm all for splitting the party, but this is a game where it's very easy to not have. Like, if this were a leverage game, it'd be like everyone's at least decent at enough stuff that you'll be okay. here, if you got Mikey trying to sneak, y'all are in trouble.
Right.
Especially when I can't take any. It's all going to be devil's bargains because there's no stress to give.
But, well, we do have other people to help us. I mean, we can have a set of each of us, like pairs. Like one of us can have Drudge, one of us can have, we can spread it out. I mean, but if you guys want to do this together, that's fine too. Before we do anything, though, I want to survey the area and get some information. And the one big question for me is, how do we get the runes to where they need to go with the least amount of attention? So that's my survey that I'm going to try.
Okay.
And is it risky?
Yeah.
And it's standard. And I'm going to push myself for a bonus. I got a 5.
All right. So
take a look at this.
On the as far as getting into the places, some things that you notice, the stuff that like this the stuff that's on the outskirts, like where Garden Street, Victory Square, and even a little bit in the Silver Market, those are going to be relatively simple because those are places that are kind of like decently trafficked. People aren't necessarily looking. There'll be little places to put it. The part with the Silver Market is going to be putting it in a place where no one's going to accidentally move it, notice it, because you do have a lot of people sort of moving through there. There are a lot of customers and such come through. A lot of stuff gets sort of touched and moved and picked up. So that one, as far as where to place, is going to be a little more difficult. It's the sort of, the way we're looking at the map, the southern area.
Mm-hmm.
Those three are going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, Summerwood Street, the place it needs to go is sort of right off the Grand Avenue. So that one will not be as difficult. It's just kind of finding a place in that neighborhood to put it, and it's just off of the way, so it's easy to see if there are kind of guard stuff coming as you're in there. So like it can be kind of a quick detour, and it's also a quick exit if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
The one on near Heliotropin Lane, that one's going to be tough. Over here, make a note. As you go through, what you kind of notice here is you have neighborhood guards that have been hired in this area, and there is like a good amount of money in that area. But the hardest part is going to be Halcyon Square. The rich, the guarded. These are a number of houses, a number of like pretty wealthy houses that are kind of all near each other. They share like they've all got their own little, like their own kind of backyards, and a city like this, having yards is kind of a difficult thing to do, considering especially it's night so much that you either have just like moss almost as turf, or there are some things that can be done with essentially trees that have been enchanted to actually give off like UV light. But they also do share like that square that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Is used for a number of purposes. It's also sort of well guarded because it is. Let me adjust something. Whoops! Whoa, what did I do here? Since it abuts to all of these fairly well-off mansions, the problem is it's got not only the blue coats and the others that come around, it has all the other personal guards. That is far and away going to be the roughest because you have to like get into the middle of things for that.
All right. The other thing I want to do first is, since obviously there's got to be a way for us to exploit this area and make it a little easier. And I think if we talk to my brethren and the laborers, find out what do all these places have in common. And first thought I had was somebody deals with the trash, right? Maybe we might use that to slip in and out almost undetected by pretending to be trash people. Go in, take some trash out, leave something behind. You know what I'm saying? Just a thought. What you guys think?
Well, while you're surveying, I'm gonna go pay a visit to Quellen and her library, and I just, out of curiosity, I'm not sure this will help with the job at all, but of course it always pays to know what you're handling. I want to know what these things do. What would be the purpose? I'm gonna try and do a study
Good idea.
to see what's really going on here. What would these things be used for?
And that was my interest as well, even though I can't really do it.
I will say the problem here is it's going to be, there's things you can find out about it, but to know what it's used for is going to be almost impossible, because these same things can be used for. It's more about how they're placed and kind of like the gods and stuff. It has a lot more. It's one of those things that can take months or decades to actually study and know exactly what it is. You could like discover kind of what gods they're for. You could discover some basic things about it, but what the actual sort of point of it is going to be impossible to find.
I'll study to find what I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Since that was my interest too, even though I don't have the training, can I still be of some assistance? Like
not really. I don't think really in this one. When you look at like, the magic stuff, that stuff is so far afield for most people.
So that's risky and standard, and I'm just doing the regular thing. I got a 3.
Okay.
Limited information, right?
Well, it's definitely with a bunch of the forgotten gods, but it's quite a few of them. Which there's certain things that fall under the purview of like a single. If this was all associated with a single god, you might have a better idea of what it's for. At least one of them is the Lost Crown, which is the one that you dealt with up in Six Towers.
Yeah, we know that one.
The Cull of Crow's Foot that we haven't heard anything about. Okay. Well, so that I was doing that, and it probably took the entire time he was surveying for me to do that, because it's a live. I'm poring over books, and probably having tea with Quellen and socializing.
And for Sai?
I'm truthfully at a loss for what I can do to really contribute to. It just seems, based on what we got from David, it just seems like, that's what we got to do.
Well, it depends. There might be stuff that you're able to. That's what you can also go to the group and figure out. Is there something that they can think of that might be useful?
Yeah, if you could maybe secure us some uniforms from the trash union. Just an idea.
Yeah, would that count as rovers? Would rovers be that? We have a cohort of elite rovers. Would we be able to? Would she be able to use them to get?
Yeah, they could be able to help. Yeah,
definitely.
To get costumes and equipment or whatever.
This is exciting. I love this. We need to hunt them down.
You disappeared, Paul.
Paul, I thought he was just like shocked that I would. It looks like his face is on my screen.
Okay.
How dare you ask me to?
Is he gone? He's gone.
Yeah, he dropped off.
Yeah,
he's gone. Heavy sigh.
Did you see what you said on Facebook?
You guys are getting really good at holding perfectly still.
Yeah. All right, I'll go secure some disguises.
Okay. So that's something the rovers would probably be pretty good at helping with. How do you want to go ahead and do that?
I'll give him a contact in, in the laborers.
Yeah, I can just go see if I can just, or maybe just go to maybe there's like a commercial launderer that will just, I can just buy a few uniforms from while they're washing them.
Could possibly. What skill would you be using for that one?
Possibly sway.
So it sounds like if you're doing swaying, you're.
That sounds more like consort.
Charm, logic, deception, disguise. Like that could be if you are.
I thought it was more for like friends and people you know and stuff like that.
So, but how are you using sway to get the stuff?
I just want to just kind of be upfront, just like, hey, we're looking to got some dirty work. We want some of these. What are they called? The like the one-piece suits that like mechanics wear.
Okay.
Jumpers.
Shit like that. Yeah. So we're just looking to buy a few of those so we can blend in with some, some workers.
All right.
And then, I got some coin on the table to indicate that, like, yeah, I'm being a little upfront with how shady this is, and hopefully you're not going to care with this on the table.
Okay. And the rovers have kind of asked some questions around to find out essentially who is the who are the people you might be able to go to who are going to be willing to look the other way for a little bit, and we double check how those cohorts how they help. Using 97. You direct them. If you participate in the action alongside them, roll the appropriate action. The quality of the opposition rolled with the cohort's quality affects the position. And yes, you actually can get a great effect with this. So it'll be risky with a great. You want a devil's bargain?
I was just going to ask him. Are you going to ask about the devil's bargain?
Yeah.
You went robotic, so I didn't quite hear what you said.
Yeah, I'll take a devil's bargain.
He wants to hear it.
Devil's bargain in this case would be it's going to get mentioned to someone that those were taken. It's not going to necessarily put like immediate suspicion on the area, but it will mean that there's a little bit more people like paying attention.
Okay. So I had already put seconds to actually.
Yeah,
This
Paul,
one, the second one will be for the devil's bargain.
yeah, Paul, your connection's sounding real bad.
Okay. So I committed one die for you offered the devil's bargain, roll again to represent that extra die.
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah, with the 5, you are as you kind of go in. There's like a laundry service there because the nice thing about if this was anywhere else or most other places, this would be impossible to do. But the thing with Brightstone is these people are rich enough that they want even the garbage men to look fairly clean when they come around. Other places, you clean your own stuff. Here they actually do have like industrial laundries that a lot of there's certain parts of them that are for like servants to look pressed and all that kind of stuff. For like the workers that work in the park that tend to the trees and the other stuff there. And then there's the ones for like kind of that handle all the stuff with like the garbage haulers. Because again, this is a place that wants it off the street. They also don't want it just thrown into the rivers. So yeah, as you go there and guys sort of like, we have that happen from time to time. Kind of gives you a bit of a price, not enough. It's not a full coin. Kind of pass them a few, and sort of in the back, a few of your rovers are able to go in and pull some uniforms.
Nice.
When you come back around, they're just like, we picked what we thought would fit.
Right.
Just found out our semester ends the 22nd, so next Friday, this week is the last time they send out printed homework.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So they're freshmen through juniors. Get your shit together.
Right.
Every
Oh,
time I
that's
see Cy Paul rolls, I swear it says St. Paul rolls.
That would be, those roles would be much better consistently.
Oh.
St. Paul rolls. St. Paul rolls sway. St. Paul rolls sway.
I've been playing on Sundays I've been playing Hearts of the Within game.
Yeah.
Which is one that's coming out through one of the guys who does the Gauntlet here soon, and we use an app called like Roll for Your Party, which I'm not hugely fond of, but it seems to have gotten wonky of late. Like it keeps giving you like the lowest rolls you can get. So, like I had a whole lot of like in a Powered by the Apocalypse style system, 2s, 3s, 5s. So I had some of those people. I think when we were playing on something else, when I was running Usagi Yojimbo with people who've been using it, they're like, it feels like we're cheating because not all of our rolls are crap.
Well, we go uniforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next thing is to decide what a point of attack what planning we're going to do, and it seems like we're doing a deception, right?
Yeah.
Or a transport. Which one would it be? Deception or transport?
This seems to be more deception.
All right. Well, we have the method. We already picked it. Doggy had the idea, and Sai set us up. So that's cool.
Do it. I say we do the easiest ones first, knock out those, and then take on the two hardest ones.
So because they were elite rovers that helped acquire these, then they count as tier 2 gear or whatever. These costumes are tier 2 gear because it's one tier above us, right? For terms of effect or whatever.
I think they do. If they participate actually alongside you, the quality. Yeah, I mean it's tier 2 costumes that like you at least sort of blend in. But it means though if you get the combat or something, it's not going to be useful.
Oh no, but for the effect of convincing somebody that we're trash people, garbage collectors, these costumes add to our effect.
Right. And also, I was trying to take notice of the times when, like, while I was doing my surveying, that like when they normally do trash pickup and what locations are kind of in order.
It's a little hard to say just because that's not a place you can easily just hang around and watch.
Right.
And they go in and out in between stuff so much. You have kind of a general idea, but you don't know quite how on the nose you are.
And would it be possible, I don't know if it will take a roll or not, but to see if I can convince the union down here to maybe on this particular day give the guys the day off paid. We'll take care of the pay, but let us be the crew. I'll take care of the pay.
That's gonna be that's gonna be your engagement role.
Okay, sweet. All right, so
if we end up with a controlled engagement, then yes, they did.
Yeah.
And if we end up with a desperate, then they told you they did.
And then
they took your money, but they didn't.
Yeah.
A coin spread between the guys should hopefully be enough, but if it's not, let me know.
So you have one for base fortune.
Okay.
You are going against people they don't tend to notice so much. That gives a second one. The other problem is you're looking at a higher tier.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to ask them to let, like, these people make a lot of money. You have the rich. Asking them to, like, take time off work is basically asking them to open themselves up to possibly, like, losing a lot of business, if not possibly getting arrested. Because almost no reason for someone to do that is to steal stuff. So that's asking a lot. That brings it down to 0. That would be, that would be a 1 0 dice.
All right. Well, and what's a devil's bargain look like on that?
Devil's bargain, I start a Blue Coat's clock immediately.
What do you guys think?
No.
Nope. I'll push myself for an extra die.
Why? What's the worst that's going to happen? We get experience for rolling shit?
Okay. All right. I just wanted
Let the badness come.
Mikey wants to get his prowl up.
I want a trauma, damn it.
You don't want a drama.
I'm most of the way towards a trauma. I want my trauma.
Consort, would that be consort with connections from your heritage, background, friends, or rivals to gain access to resources, information?
Oh, no, it's just the engagement roll. So,
this is just the engagement.
So you said 0 dice?
Yep.
Dave, you want to roll that? Or you want one of us?
Is that on our crew sheet?
It's on the crew sheet.
All right, let me find it.
Embrace the suck.
Roll engagement. Okay, so it is 0 dice.
Mm-hmm.
0 dice.
Just
2 dice makes the lowest of the 2. 4. Fucking Dave. We could have had XP, Dave.
Why did you have to fuck up and roll
I'd rather be
decently?
successful.
What the
Why'd
hell
you
is
have to
wrong
do
with
a-
you?
Decent roll.
You should have rolled it, Mikey. Come on.
You're right. I should have, but you wanted to roll.
Can I take a devil's bargain to get less dice
Can I?
on something?
Is there a negative way to get that?
How about I take, let me count, 3 stress.
Yeah, you're going to be in a risky position when it's one of those things. You actually do manage to get one of the crews. Going up to the supervisors or something, you kind of realize is going to be foolish. However, going up to the crews, is going to make it like one specific crew. If you give them some money to go home,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, why don't we just walk around in our uniforms? Why do we have to pretend to be an equal crew?
because that's what you made the engagement roll for.
It's
You
done.
have to.
It's done.
Yeah, and then you are in. So what I've set up so far, there's a very good chance a blue coat clock will be put up at some point. The northern sites are not hard. That's just a 4 o'clock.
Right.
The 2 southern sites, Summerwood Street and Heliotropin Lane, those are a single 6. Halcyon Square itself is a 6, all on its own. So,
Okay.
You want to do this hardest to easiest or easiest to hardest?
Oh, I thought we'd go get the majority done in case we have to like skedaddle and come back late and we've only got 1 or 2 to do. But I'm flexible.
Let's start easy to hard.
Right. All right. Let's do Victory Square, then Silver Market, then Garden Street in that order. Right.
all right. So you're going through. It is what we'll say time of day is probably what we consider mid-afternoon, which means it's past the dawn lights by a decent amount, but it's still dark and overcast. You have electric lights sort of throughout this whole place, and as you get towards the park, there's actually what looks more like daylight because you have a number of the trees that are actually sort of glowing with UV light, like regular standard almost sunlight. So you actually have grass in parts of Unity Park, which is
Wow.
The trees naturally emit this, or they're just rigged up with something?
as I recall, it was alchemical.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
So
Mikey,
let's,
did you make that for your own stuff, or did you just throw that together?
I threw that together for you
Oh,
while we were on. That's why I was
you
quiet
can-
for a little bit.
yeah, you could just do that with Excel.
Yeah. Well, I did it on Pages, but yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah.
I just threw that together because you wanted one, so I did a quickie.
Aw, thanks for the quickie, buddy.
It was a handy under the table.
Yes, no one even noticed.
Can I have my trauma now?
I still don't know what we're talking about. So.
He just sent me a slightly expanded entanglement sheet,
Oh.
and I was like, oh, because I think I'd actually looked for something to kind of messes with downtime activity a little bit to see if there's maybe
Did too. I didn't find anything, so I just made a couple of things up and drew the others out.
yeah, that's the thing that most people are like, if they're like, this is one of the things with it, just it's the downtime. Like, people are looking for something that's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
right. Which rune? I mean, we know like from following the map, which rune goes where. We know that, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
basically on the map there are. It's just this. It's not like the full symbol, but there's enough of it where you can kind of easily tell. Okay, this is this one. The eye thing goes here. The hand is here. And I said that each one is about probably yay big.
Who's our sneaky or finessey? Anyone?
I have a prowl of 2. I don't have any finesse.
Yeah, I got 2 and 1. I'm a little bit more sneaky than I am finessey. I can skirmish the fuck out of it though. If we just need me to like, beat a pile of rocks in a submission so we can hide it in there.
Oh, I'm not as good as you, I'm sure, but I've got a decent skirmish myself.
Well, I could use my prowl. I've got 2 in it, and then if I push myself, I get 3.
Well, I mean, we could maybe just do a group action.
Oh yeah.
Because I've 2 prowl as well.
Do you want to lead it, or would you like me to? Go for it.
Michael, could you? Oh, you did. Never mind. I'll shut up.
Do what?
Oh, you moved the stuff. Doggy, did you push you pushed yourself on something earlier?
Yeah, and I put it on my page, but I didn't.
You didn't put it on this one.
Add it to the paper. Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, I need to add one there.
I don't see our stress meters in this.
Yeah, actually,
They're over-
why did I move them down closer to that sort of?
They're
bottom
above
part?
Silver Market
Oh,
in the
damn it.
bay, in the lagoon.
Yeah.
There
First,
we go.
let's put the map on the map layer. That'll be smart.
Pushing's too stressed, Doggy.
I'm gonna move.
Oh,
I'm gonna move
okay.
these so that they are down closer where we're gonna be.
I mean, I'm zoomed all the way out. I don't see them at all.
They are right below, like they're right by Summerwood.
They're right by the clocks.
Yeah, I have no stress meters on my page.
Maybe you need to refresh.
I'll give that a shot.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
You guys don't want me to play anymore. You can just tell me. These hints are just getting kind of tedious.
I've gotten in the habit of
Is
just.
the cup holder on your computer working?
I just automatically refresh it before I log into Zoom. I just click.
Well, but I did refresh it when we started. All right, but I see them now. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you did also have a shutdown.
Yeah. All right. I see them now. I don't care. I can lead it.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Prowl away. Whatever.
Prowl
I
away.
Thank you.
So we're all in on this group action? All right.
I don't see what happened.
Nothing happened.
Oh, he didn't roll it yet.
When I refreshed, my character sheet closed, and I didn't realize it. I spent a minute looking through my windows to figure out where my character sheet was.
Basically, Dave, all 3 of us are going to roll prowl anyway.
Right.
Well, the answer is a 6, and I'm just taking my 0 dice. I got a 1, so you take a stress, whoever's leading that.
And you said it was risky?
Yeah.
It's standard.
But it's still a 6 is what we got.
Right.
But another 6 would be awesome.
Well, there are 2
Well, how about
6s.
2 in a row?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Boom.
So, tell me
That should cancel out the 1.
That should cancel out everything.
So,
The 1 doesn't count except for stress.
yeah. So tell us a little bit what happens, and also what Hawthorne does to add a little bit of extra stress to Sai while you are kind of coordinating.
Okay. And is this just for the first encounter, like the first?
Yeah, basically you have 3 out of the 4. Like you probably got a little bit left on one of. We'll say maybe the one on Silver Market we can kind of play out a little bit, that last little bit.
Okay. Essentially, we were able to find places near the trash cans and areas that needed to be swept, and drop the runes into either like thick bushes in that area, or maybe underneath a small stone somewhere, located in a garden or something. And those went really smoothly because we are sneaky snakes, and we also look the part, and we also noticed that the uniforms lend us a little bit of leeway because Nobody really the trash guy that's not even doesn't even register. They're just doing their job.
And Paul,
And
what do you notice Hawthorne do that you have to step into that causes you an extra little bit of stress?
I think he keeps like stopping to talk to people to like try and in his mind subtly mention things that make us look like we're just normal everyday janitors and
are you
garbage
You can
collectors.
shit your pants. It's my job to clean it up.
Hey, you finished your
Hey,
hot dog.
we're not the
Hey,
night soil crew. We are not
Yeah.
the night soil crew.
I noticed you finished your street meat. I can throw that napkin away for you. We're trashmen. We collect the trash. If you want me to take that trash over, I can do
I
that.
do.
It's
The
my
bin's
job.
right there. We're headed that way right now.
If anyone asks you, who is the trash people, say, Hawthorne of the Ministry.
No, that's I didn't.
Shit.
Yeah, Hawthorne.
Told you, Hawthorne, never say your real name. Also,
Definitely not Primo's half brother.
Right.
You know, Primo, what is sitting in Iron Hook for brutally murdering a man.
So that causes Sai to have a little bit of stress.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah,
that
so
was my
sorry.
vibe.
What do you say to him as you see him talking to those people?
Our goal here is to not attract attention. If we don't give them reason to question, we hopefully don't need to convince them that we're legit trash.
Oh, sorry.
So don't talk unless it's necessary.
Was a good thought,
Fine.
but also a bad thought.
I shan't talk unless it's necessary.
There we go.
And who was the one that was placing the one up by Silver Market?
You want to roll for that, or just do?
All right,
Yeah, go.
whoever, because you've got one tick left.
Yeah.
On those.
So that would need to be a roll.
Yeah,
That would be maybe I was going to go do that, but then I had to double back to say, hey, quit talking to people about being trashmen. They believe it from the uniforms. So I didn't quite make it up there yet.
So is it Doggy?
We had a critical success. That went as good as it possibly could have gone.
Yeah.
It had a little bit of stress. There's no way you were on your way. I mean, that is literally, we could not have got a better result, period.
Well, the thing is, you still have the one left. It's still, like, fictionally, hey, what are you doing? So, Doggy, are you maybe the last one? Are you the one that...
I will. I'll be happy to.
Yeah, so as you're sort of heading up through there...
Fucking, I'll do it. I just can't talk about it.
There's a bunch of people kind of coming in. The place that you're going to actually put it, Andel Thurston, one of who owns the shop, the little shop he's got there, sells with silver and spices and other such. And as you come around, he's like, "There you are. We were expecting you an hour. You okay?"
I just nailed my knee. I'm sorry. Oh. Ow. I'm okay.
And he goes, "There you are. We were expecting you an hour ago."
Oh, quite sorry, sir. We had a small problem we had to clean up. It took a little extra time, so we're running a little behind today. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Just sort of like,
Is that necessary talk?
he goes, he's just in the back. He's just pointing over at Doggy, he goes,
How come he gets to talk?
He gets to talk. I'm not. Is that necessary? Why aren't you scolding him?
"We pay well."
Looks like he's fully engaged in conversation right now. Looks like he's obligating us to extra things.
"I pay well to have your people come here and get everything out of the preparation area before customers show up. I need it moved so the smell also taken care of." He goes, and he kind of lets you know that there's some sage and stuff that can be burnt there to take care of the smell. Get to it.
Oh, yes, sir. Right away. So I do that.
Yeah, and the back sort of like it's like a kitchen thing, but I mean it's not used for like food, but it's used to make a variety of things that he kind of goes with spices and other stuff. Yeah, and it looks like they get there probably fairly early to make some of the spices, the other stuff to bring all this stuff together, and it can get quite pungent. You can actually like, oh, this is probably why they want this removed. early so it can air out some. And you have the people who are inside. Like he himself seems to be used to it, but the other people are kind of like coming in and looking and then wanting to leave relatively quick. The thing is, there's lots of stuff in this area and kind of right around it where the stuff is removed from. And like there's probably a cart that you also have with you that you're bringing. That the actual like they don't really have horses in this town, do they? So probably
like a little can, like a little rolling can.
Yeah. Yeah, like the carts and stuff that you're able to take and then take and dump. So what do you do to are you taking care of this and hiding it, or are you just like hiding it and leaving?
I'm going to clean up as much as possible, light the sage, and while I'm doing all of that, I'm going to slip in the room in a secretive place.
Yep, and there's some places that'll go fairly easily. Go ahead and make your roll.
And that is going to
Risky standard.
Prowl, risky standard.
6.
All right, not a problem. And you've got it like secreted away. And there's a point where he comes back. Like right there's like a place behind like one of the counter. You notice there's a place you kind of drop it where it'll catch.
Yeah.
On a thing there that basically someone's going to have to move this thing out to clean it, to do it. And you kind of look at it. It looks like that's probably hasn't happened in a long time because there's some stains and such on the back side of it. Like this will be a place where it'll pretty much be there forever. And could easily have fallen in with all the various curios that are in this place. It probably wouldn't go particularly amiss. Like it's just one of the various things that came through. Right as you're like kind of drop it, you see it sort of sticks its head in. Well,
almost finished up. Almost finished.
Kind of looks and goes, do a better job than the people who normally come.
Well, I feel terrible since it's my fault that we were late. We knew we were supposed to be here, but when we were supposed to be here, but again, unfortunately, we had to deal with a bigger mess than we were anticipating. So,
what is your name?
I'm sorry.
What is your name?
My name is Sculliver.
Sculliver.
Yeah.
Tell your boss that he's welcome to ask for a recommendation. You've done a very good job here.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Right. Fantastic. Make sure you open the windows before you go. Let this place air out some. And then he kind of heads up and says, "Oh, okay, it's going away shortly. Had some problems with the help. You know how it is. Keep the door open." And you hear him talking to some customers in the shop.
And then haul ass out of there.
Yeah, after what seems like a long time, probably for Cy and Hawthorne, out comes Doggy. He was in there for a while.
It looked like he was talking to him for a while to me. That was unnecessary. He should get a tongue lashing.
Hawthorne, he was talking to me. And if I don't talk back, it blows our cover. Shut up. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's going to be mighty uncomfortable where I'm going to shove it.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just sitting here not saying anything.
Thank God.
I'm just scratching my face.
He's got it. He's not as dumb as we thought. Let's go. Come on.
I'm not as dumb as Dougie looks.
Right.
Okay.
Summerwood or Heliotropin next? What do you think?
Heliotrope is one place.
Yeah.
Yes. Knock it out.
Yeah.
Well, Summerwood would be the next two.
Well, I meant Summerwood Street, just that one there that's on the edge. Those two obviously are going to be first, and then we're going to tackle
the
little square
last. We'll take care of that one and then that one, or
Sounds
that
good.
one. Okay, Goldcrest and Summerwood or Summerwood Goldcrest.
Yeah, on those ones, it'll pretty much count for the same sort of thing. It's like we're kind of doing a quick cut back and forth. Yeah, so you basically kind of put the stuff on there and then head your way towards like that Imperial Bridge. Some of those places they have like larger carts and stuff that once you kind of got your stuff collected, you come and you dump it on the larger carts that are taken in and out.
Gotcha.
A lot of those are dumped in other places of the city. The nice thing is the wide thoroughfares here make this a whole lot easier than in most other places.
Cool.
And yeah, so you do that, and then you are there on Grand Avenue.
Right. And start looking for the place on Summerwood Street right there on the corner where we're going to drop the room.
Okay.
So we need the roll, right?
Yeah, so I would say, how are you all handling this?
Think Sai, you want to take this one?
Oh, I can try. What's the like setup? Where's this? What is it going in someone's yard? Is it going hanging on a lamppost?
It goes. It's basically there's like a neighborhood, and it could go kind of anywhere in the neighborhood. You just need to get into a place where it is going to be probably not seen and probably not removed.
All right.
And like this is the places you kind of come off the if you look through the street, you have like blue coat patrols that are like head down those main avenues, but there is also like a group that are heading around the neighborhoods here. Like they're not just standing there watching one; they're kind of like passing through. But the blue coat presence is not minor.
Are there any chance that like maybe in a building, maybe in an alley, there's like a brick loose or brick that's fallen on the ground and a hole in the wall?
It's a possibility, but that's one of the things you got to kind of. That's one of the things that the roll will tell us a bit whether that works or not.
All right. Yeah. So I think I might. I'm gonna try to do that.
That's actually something I could do fairly well. I could tear a brick from the wall if it was loose. That's something that I can literally actually do without.
Because if there's
If
just
it's if it's loose, I'm very good at like making it unloose.
well, so if there is just like a brick that's just fallen out of a wall, I've got the adhesive powder. I can put the thing behind it, shove the brick in, put some adhesive powder, keep it in place forever.
I'm gonna get one of the lesser fixed bricks from the wall, one that maybe is easier to pull out. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna prize it out.
Okay.
That'd be a wreck, right?
That'll be a wreck. My guess is what you're probably going to want though is maybe a little bit of a group. Well, I don't. If you do a group action, remember some people could be checking things out. Like someone could be on patrol. Like
Right.
if you're helping, if it's a group action, not everyone has to be holding a crowbar.
No, we can all like stand around with our backs to him so that he's kind of blocked from the main view while we're like sweeping some stuff and picking up some things and putting some trash. It's kind of like working right around him so that it obstructs the view from the majority of people in the area.
Mm-hmm. So are you doing group action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't lead it. I just can't lead it.
I'll lead it.
You're gonna lead it.
So
I would gladly lead it.
Yeah. So yeah, you're basically there with the adhesive powder to kind of very quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll tinker it and then use the adhesive chemical to put it back in place.
I'll be getting the brick out. He'll be adhesive, and Doggy will be surveying to keep tabs of patrols and stuff.
Yeah.
It's risky standard.
Yep.
I got a 5.
Sai?
Got a 5.
Got a 2.
Sai takes the stress because somebody had to talk to people.
That wasn't talking.
I don't know, Sai. What does Doggy do that causes you stress?
I knock over a can and make a whole bunch of racket. I'm clumsy.
I think maybe he checks the alley we're in. He goes down to one end, looks at the street both ways, goes back up to check the other street, and it just so happens that like somebody walks by after he's checked, and it just freaks me out for a second. Like, oh fuck, we're about to get busted.
I'm imagining that's the blue coat clock.
Yep. Yep. So at this point, you as you're sort of coming through, the two of you, as you put it in, and yeah, Dave, Doggy, you were the one that was kind of keeping an eye on things.
Yeah.
As you're sort of coming, there's now the blue coat clock, like let's say you advance that one or two right now. What it means is you don't have to necessarily take them all out in a single thing. It just means they're going to be a little bit of a problem. So yeah, there's a point where one of them's like, "Hey, what are you doing back there?" And they notice that just as you kind of like get the adhesive powder and put the brick back into place.
Oh,
It's a small blue coat patrol. Three people on the beat walk up.
Oh, good day, gentlemen. Well, we had a bit of an accident, and we really didn't want to make it, sort of a bigger deal than it needs to be. We noticed there was a brick that had fallen out. We're just trying to put it back and make sure that it doesn't, because we don't want any more trash on the streets, and we want this place to look good because it's our reputation online, sirs.
He goes,
so we're just trying to fix it.
"You don't look like Andal. Andal's the one we normally see around here."
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, he took sick today, so we're filling in, and just happened to notice.
Go ahead, make your roll.
Right, and this is going to be. Sway or consort? No.
Sounds like deception, unless you actually care about the trash.
Well, I care about everything.
I know you don't call it. You don't care about it. That's why you call it trash.
I don't know what to roll, so
Sway, I think.
Sway.
Yeah, you're looking at deception.
All right, so sway would be risky, controlled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or risky standard. Hey, come on, stop. What's the devil's bargain on this? Because I don't have any dice in this.
Welcome to my world.
Devil's bargain is, regardless, he's going to give you a bit of a thwap.
Oh, I'm going to get hit? All right.
Social thwap or a baton thwap?
Kind of like a quick.
All right.
I'm assuming we all went light, right? Because
Yeah.
we didn't say what our load were.
Yeah, it has to be light, I think.
Luckily for you, your light is like what most people's like medium.
Yeah. 4.
Okay. He just kind of gets there and goes, "Brick, come out. What'd you do?" And kind of does clock it. Just you can make a resistance roll if you want, or use armor. That's gonna be a level 1 harm.
Okay, I'll use armor.
Okay. Would it be a rung bell? But and he sort of walks over and goes, "How'd a brick come out of the wall?"
We don't know, sir. It was on the ground when we got here to do our job. Sorry. We're just trying to spruce the place up. Promise. Honestly. If you don't believe me, and then gentleman in the silver market, we did such good work for him. He's willing to, give us a good word. He said if I ever needed anything, good word, go talk to, and then I don't remember his name.
Who the fuck in the silver market would have talked to you and said you did a good job?
What was his name? Did you give me a name?
The name I gave you was Taylor.
Mr. Taylor.
Just kind of looks at you and just like, get your shit and get going.
Oh, thank you, sir. We'll be right on our way. We're out. Thank you.
Yeah, they're kind of looking over you a little suspiciously. There's also not a huge possible, it wouldn't be unknown for some of the garbage folks to kick a little bit of extra to the blue coats, partly because it's not unusual for the things that can be worth a decent amount to be thrown out here, and occasionally the garbage men will take it to sell or to keep.
Okay.
So they sort of know who kicks up to them. All right, so that was
It was a 5 on the. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and you kind of got that in. We'll say you've got that one essentially placed.
Okay. Now we need to go to Heliotropin Lane, right?
Yeah. Now here, it's this area. I mean, parts of this are literally gated. As you sort of
Yeah.
come up, there's some gates in the area. There are uh, patrols. They're not only the Marble Avenue or Avenue, a bunch of people kind of coming up and down. You also see sort of some personal guard patrols that have been hired by the neighborhood. Here, because you do have like some longer straightaways down there, it makes it so that they're able to cover things a little more easily. There's a little bit of a pop over, but
Flashback.
yeah, they've got a pretty good view often of those streets.
Flashback.
Yep.
When we were making our arrangements with the trash men, ask about how we get through the gates. Is there anyone specifically we need to talk to? Is there anybody we need to make sure knows that we're allowed to be there?
I think for that one, that will be. Be 1 stress.
Okay.
Also, something to keep in mind, and Mikey, this might be a thing for you. You can do downtime flashbacks. You can basically flash back to like indulging your vice or stuff like that to be like, I hit this before we went up. Yeah, so, and people, you can do downtime activities as well through flashbacks. It costs coin or rep.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't undo something, but you can change context. You can do.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
and that is something that I will gladly take advantage of here in a few minutes.
okay.
I just there, so
Yeah, you talk to someone, they're like, okay, the problem with the guards, the guys who gave it goes, listen, the guards in around Heliotropin Lane, they get paid real well, and they're a little zealous about their jobs. The thing is, if you're going down like the middle of the streets, kind of going up to grab stuff, it's a whole lot less suspicious. In some of the neighborhoods, they move all the stuff out the back, but here we usually sort of head down the middle, leave the cart and stuff there. We want to be more seen, so that it doesn't look like we're trying to hide shit. They also don't like to let us take they will often come and take first pick of anything that is being thrown out that they might actually be able to sell.
How many stress would a flashback be to
indulge your vice.
downtime? Would that be a 1 stress flashback?
No, are you doing to indulge your vice?
Yeah.
It's a coin. Yeah.
So I don't have to spend a stress for the flashback?
Yeah, downtime flashbacks, you either pay 1 coin or 1 rep instead of stress if it involves downtime activity.
All right, then I'm going to drop my coin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and have flashbacked and indulged my vice in my downtime. Because holy fuck balls, do I need it. God bless it.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to do that again.
Now if you roll a 6.
Yeah, now I will roll a fucking 6. It'll be like a critical. All right, so that's that. Choose that. There we go. Come on. Indulge the vice. Submit. Fuck balls.
Oh, sorry, man. It gives you more of a buffer, though.
It does.
yeah. I think what we need to do is we need to make our sheets figure out how to make them viewable to each other so that Dave can roll indulge vices for Mikey because Dave is rolling pretty well today.
It made me roll my vice again for some reason, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have spent the coin anyway.
It totaled it for you. Just for an extra little twist.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, by the way, here's how well you read.
Here's how I would have fucked you the next time if you had tried again.
You fargin barstitches. You fargin isohores.
I mean, if you let me have that, I'll take 2 coin out of my stash. Anyway, all right. So he had said to leave the stuff in the middle of the street to be conspicuous.
Yeah,
Got it.
basically like the cart there in the middle.
I'm whistling while I work.
Okay.
Stop being suspicious.
Yeah, you come through, and these are all fairly kind of nice houses, and you're often met by a servant who will then sort of take you through. And again, there's like you're late because you are a little off of the normal schedule that they do. We kind of take you through, and a lot of times it then requires you to then go in back anyway, and then haul the stuff out. It would be a whole lot easier if you could just bring the damn cart up there like you did at the other places. So, tell me what you're doing to get stuff placed. You got a total of what, 4?
Okay, I'm going to lead a group. I'll lead because we are prowling, right? I mean, that's essentially the.
I'm going to make a distraction by accidentally wrecking whatever I'm carrying out to make a mess, so that while they're paying attention to me, picking stuff up, they can place the rune.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, since we have 4 ticks left, maybe a group, because with the group action, we're only going to get 1 result. If we each do individuals,
Okay. That makes sense. No group action.
It off.
All right, so I will wreck the thing on my own to draw attention away. Risky standard. 5. So I dropped whatever I'm carrying and made a mess and have to get clean up and rushing it back and forth.
Okay. So as that happens, you come up and there's a bunch of people come down, and it actually for your let's say in this case, what we'll have you do is you would suffer a level 1 harm through the thing you actually kind of as it breaks. Another thing that it actually hit, like you got some stuff with you you're carrying out, which you weren't kind of prepared for, was there was some glass stuff in there that as well, like the shards would have kind of caught you in the gut for level 1 harm.
I'm going to resist with skirmish. I'm going to try and twist out of the way of it. I got a 5.
So you take 1 stress. There is a familiar kind of like a blade catching your clothing that kind of makes you twist out of the way as you're like,
oh, not today.
You hear that just sort of like the break of something, and then you like for a second you'd feel like the pinprick, but and almost it's automatically, and it like leaves a small like slice in the uniform. Yeah. Not much of one, but and a couple like the blue coats come up and like, the hell are you? Jesus Christ!
It's my first day, and I worry, sirs, that it's likely to be my last. But please, I must clean this up.
Get it cleaned. All right, we have Sire Doggy.
Well, I made my roll terribly. I didn't mean to hit the button yet, but I did. So it was. I have a 3.
I think while I'm like looking around gathering the trash, I see that there's a little gargoyle next to a balcony. So when they all kind of rush to him to see what broke, I'll hop up there real quick, slap it behind the gargoyle where it won't be seen, and get back down.
Okay. So what I'm going to have that 5 do, as you go in, you'll get that kind of popped up. However, I'm going to end up moving stuff up to Desperate, which will actually take place after Doggies. And so, Doggy, what were you doing?
I was attempting to bring out some of the trash, and as I was going out, I was going to toss the rune into a rock garden, one of the yards, and it didn't. Somebody came out and saw me, so I ended up apparently not tossing it.
Nope. We'll say you toss it because you have succeeded on those. But there is a moment, something that you had not expected to happen. Let me bring up the right thing.
Yeah.
Just a moment. I have too many fucking windows.
Another stinking clock.
Kellen Highwater. Kellen
I
Highwater.
hate that fuck.
Well, yep, that's part of the problem. Kellen Highwater is someone who you used to do some jobs with. Tell me why it went poorly.
Because he wasn't actually doing the job, and I was, and I didn't want to get blamed for his screw ups, and so we had a dust up.
So, Kellen Highwater, in sort of like servant's outfit and such, comes out just as you sort of toss it, locks eyes with you, and they just narrow for a moment. Here's the thing, Kellen wasn't good at talking his way into places. Kellen was not good at following through.
Right.
He talked a really good talk, but was not, I said, kind of the person you might expect. But the problem is, right now, he knows who you are, and he knows you ain't a trash man.
You know, servant. So.
Hey,
Well,
Kellen.
the thing is,
I'm just going to keep walking. I'm not. I mean, I lock eyes with him. I just keep going. Hey,
I'd stop, doggy.
what do you want, Kellen?
Heal.
You're not in any position to tell me what to do. I'm doing my job. Stay out of the way. You don't want to get hurt.
Is he just kind of like walks up and goes, "See, I've been working for the Night Air family for the last 3 months, making some good coin. And here's what I know."
Is that the longest you've had a job? 3 months? That sounds about right.
Turns out they're pretty good people. Treat us well. Now here's what I know. Doggy the fucking ministry is most certainly not a trash man set here to kind of take out the trash. You're on something.
You're not keeping up with the times, brother. Ministry is no more. I had to step down a bit and take this job until, things happen. I mean, I don't know if you heard, but, we didn't fare so well. So we're done.
Try, would that be Sway? And remember, it'll be desperate after. Well, he noticed you. This happens. I think now things are getting a little more desperate. So now I'll take the one that I have with Paul's. We'll move it up your stuff up to desperate, which means you are getting
and standard, getting experience.
Yep.
Standard and Devil's Bargain.
Devil's Bargain here is one of the blue coats is going to notice the fact that you're talking, and that Kellen seems a bit on edge.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
Oh no. Well, at least you got experience for it.
Oh, at least.
All right. Yeah, we'll do this. I'm trying to think. So, serious complication. Okay.
Helen tells you he's pregnant and it's yours.
Let me pull this up here.
My God. Clocks for days.
He kind of looks up, and this is one where you've got Hawthorne. I'm like Hawthorne and Cy. You're probably still back in the back part of the house, sneaking through.
Yeah.
Making sure that stuff's open. We got Hawthorne in the street, and he sort of looks up, and Kellen very loudly goes, Grayson, Roos, Percival, and the Bluecoats. Oh. Kind of head over. And he goes, "This guy look familiar to you? Like maybe you've seen him on some drawings done before? Or you up to Crow's Foot much?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
Three Bluecoats kind of pop up and they're looking at you, going, "Hey, he does look a little familiar. I swear I've seen you somewhere before."
I mean, not everyone can be this handsome.
Now at this point, all three of you, well, everyone notices this. So, like one thing that the doggy can do is doggy can essentially make a roll to see if you're trying to like get them less suspicion. Other people are also able to either help out or do things in here. The problems you have right now are Kellen, and you've got these three Bluecoats.
I'm going to use a setup maneuver. It's going to be using a tune, and I'm going to push myself to make it happen. But my setup as maneuver is there is mysteriously a sudden torrential downpour, like driving rain, the kind that makes people want to go inside and get the fuck out of the street. Everybody who save people who maybe aren't allowed, like garbage men. So whatever he does to Sway, it'll probably help them. Probably help him Sway, because whatever he says, they're going to be more willing to accept it if they're in the middle of the rain and wanting to get dry.
Well, we'll do his to set up, and then we'll go Dave's to.
So Mikey first.
So I'm taking the 2 stress to do this, and then my attune is just to see how successful, because the storm comes up. Is this desperate?
Yep.
Desperate. That means I get submit and standard, and since I'm pushing myself, there is a bonus die involved, and I got a 5.
Okay. We'll get that reduced effect. I'll have that go. One is as the things open up and things get real, like out of nowhere, like the Truman Show. The rain starts to hit.
You see Hawthorne's head just peeking around the edge of a wall.
Sai, are you doing anything to help out with this, or?
I'll kind of like rush out of the little alley and rush up to him and go like, "Egor, first week on the job, you're already getting us in trouble with Bluecoats. Apologize, do what you got to do so we can get the fuck on and not get our pay docked."
Okay. Do you two want to do this as just 2 individual actions or a group action?
I don't know.
2 individual actions, I would assume.
Okay. So yeah, Sai, if you want to roll, then depending on how Doggy reacts, then that'll be basically both of you can kind of do your rolls. We can kind of play it out.
All right.
What can I get a devil's bargain?
We're gonna add heat to the crew.
We okay with that? I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's just one heat.
All right. I'll
Push
put the
myself.
heat on there, by the way.
Saint Paul rolls a 5. Now I see Saint Paul, by the way.
You're welcome. I went ahead and added that heat, by the way.
Okay. All right, I gave a reduced effect for the 5. However, full effect for the 6 when it comes to the things, and they're just like, "God damn it!" Stuff comes out of nowhere. They kind of like step a little bit under an awning, and they're just looking at you and goes, kind of look back at Kellen. "Kellen, who is this fuck? It's a garbage man." He goes, "I knew him back in Crow's Foot. Part of the ministry." What do y'all do? So now you've got the Bluecoats are relatively low. However, Kellen's trying to kind of push them. So
are these actual Bluecoats or like private security?
They're blue coats that were hired to be private security, so they're basically doing overtime. And if cop shows, especially ones done by actual like police and reporters deal with them, taught me anything, cops do a lot of overtime.
A lot of moonlighting. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, all right, gentlemen, stay dry and start heading toward the alley.
If they move, intercept or something, then I have like a backup plan.
That'll depend on what he rolls there.
As a sway, he rolled a 6.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
No, that was what I put for. Yeah, as you start to head up, then Kellen's that I moved theirs up ahead.
Okay.
So that was what you said before. Yeah, and then Kellen did the. I knew him back in. He was part of the ministry. Knew him back in Crow's Foot. So this
as he's saying really loudly, like as he's saying those words, I go, "All right, stay dry, gentlemen," and then start leaving. Gotta go.
He's part of the stay dry.
Yeah, exactly.
What would that roll be?
Wreck.
Like Rex a little more physical.
I know.
Wait, you're still trying to like distract them from what he said?
Sway or consort, one or the other.
Sway would make more sense.
Desperate.
Yeah, you're not quite in the command part of it.
I mean, maybe prowl if you're just trying to get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible.
I'm gonna take stress on this for a bonus die.
And one of them, do make sure you.
I just changed it.
You mark, and one of them sort of looks. He goes, "Is it really like you say it kind of just as he like he gets to the ministry before you?" And the guard goes, "Hey," and he's got like almost like a nightstick and just kind of cracks you across the chest. And there's a moment of recognition when he kind of hears that, which would be severe harm.
I have armor.
Because I heard the ministry. So armor would take it down to that middle tier, and you could do either another thing of armor to bring it down lower, or you could do resist.
Yep.
What?
I just clicked 2, so.
Okay, so that'll take it down to just the bruised. So all the way to the minor.
All right, and can I do something else?
You could resist to take it away completely.
Okay, I'm going to resist. What does that cost me?
When you make the resist roll, it's
Dave,
6 stress
if you don't
minus
roll,
what you roll.
If you don't roll a 6, you're traumatized.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not going to resist. But I mean, what I meant by can I do something is can I say something to him that only he can hear?
It's downpour, so if he's the only one
If he hits me in the chest, I'm going to grab his arm and pull him in and whisper something to him.
Sure.
All right. So I just want to say, Primo's getting out soon. You don't want to do.
Yeah,
you know what?
Make a command roll there. That's trying to threaten.
Right.
I'm going to assist him on this. I'm going to take 2 stress, and that puts me to 8 stress as well.
Are you hitting with some lightning to scare them?
I'm going to hit that fucker on the stairs, Kellen, with lightning.
Okay.
I'm going to hit him with lightning right now.
Well,
that's desperate.
Dave.
Oh, 3.
3. You're like, yeah, motherfucker.
Oh, I forgot about that little.
Yeah. And then he just sort of looks at you and goes, "You threaten an officer of the law," and just slams you into the wall and crutches like the elbow up against.
I got a 5 with the lightning.
Just real quick. That again, since he's going after harm here, since you threatened him.
All right, I'm going to take another armor.
Okay. That would bring it down to like the middle.
Okay.
Group. On this one, just like choking probably on this. It's like because he's kind of got you by the throat pretty hard. Yeah. So it said lightning. So you got 5 on that.
I got a 5.
So now,
I mean, honestly, if he's going to stay outside after getting stricken by lightning, I'm going to walk away and move to place the other fucking runes. I just don't see anybody staying outside after getting hit by a lightning bolt, but that's just me.
yeah, eighth. But the complication as far as general alarm in this area, both the lightning strike and then people kind of noticing this fight taking place, as Kellum gets, and he just kind of grabs hold of the a railing. Sai, what are you doing?
I'm gonna approach the other guard who is not yet angry,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, look, straight up, what the asshole over here says is mostly true. We are in this district on a job, but the garbage men part, that's just to blend in. What we're working on, it's just an under the table delivery up in the marketplace. We're just down here to keep up appearances. The people who are paying you right now are not going to be affected by what we're doing. If you look over at Kellen, it's getting awful dangerous out here. Pull out a bag of coin, and if I make this an actual coin, can I get a bonus die?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you and your friend go get a quiet drink somewhere dry, somewhere where there's not electricity flying out of the sky, and I promise you the people who are paying you now are not going to be affected in any negative way by what we're doing here. We're just making a delivery that someone doesn't want us competitors to see. No one's getting hurt. No one's getting robbed. No laws are actually being broken.
Make your roll.
Other than impersonating a garbage man.
Which, oddly enough, carries many years.
I'm sure it does.
God damn it.
Yeah, he kind of
I mean, I thought
as he grabs the coin, he keeps your hand in his and just kind of twists it down, which could break your arm. You could resist. You can use armor.
I resist, and that doesn't go well. Is the armor going to negate it or reduce it?
It would reduce it to a mid tier.
All right. And if the resolve doesn't go well, I can also use armor, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, you would take 3 stress.
Jesus.
And that, yeah, is there a call? Wait, does resolve gets rid of it entirely? No, it reduces it. It'd be strained arm.
Okay.
So
level 1.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd be mid tier. You could spend an armor to knock it down further.
So armor doesn't negate; it just reduces.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So when we do spend the armor, it's not like one checkbox per use. It's that the first
both
use.
Checkboxes, and then the second use is 3 more checkboxes.
Yeah. So I'll spend that. So between the resist and the armor, I'm completely unharmed.
It's actually it's one of those where he's squeezing it hard, but the actual armor you've got, and he goes, yeah, where she's got this amount of money, she's gonna have more.
I can pull out my other coin. It'll make you go away. You can have another bag just this size.
Well, I would say that one because that the bribing didn't work. So who wants to? At this point, all 3 people have gone. So who is acting?
I'm going to do another flashback to get rid of. I'm going to have to take 2 coin out of stash,
Okay.
but I need to do another flashback to reduce stress if I'm going to do fucking anything. Jesus, it builds my vice. Give me a 6. I need a 6, big guy. I need a 6. A 2, you fucking fuck. Well, I'm just going to keep the 2 stress on there as the lightning bolt hits the fucking policeman.
Okay.
Which one?
There are only 2 boxes left, so it really doesn't matter. But it's going to strike in there. It's going to my aim isn't to hit a policeman, but to disperse policemen. This is desperate again, right?
Yep.
Jesus. Hey, I just got I just filled my resolve track. That means I'm gonna take it down and add a point somewhere. But that happens after I do this.
Mm-hmm.
desperate, standard, 1 bonus die, critical success.
Okay.
6.
How about we do this? So critical success, we'll do 2 things. Tell me what happens to the guards.
They are the lightning bolt strikes perfectly in between all of them. And between that and the rain, they get a very mild shock, but it's nothing that's harm. It's just holy shit. There's a storm, and this is the second lightning bolt that's hit this area right here while we fuck with these people, and they're like, you know what, this really ain't worth it, and you know, we'll be back when this rain is gone, maybe.
And,
just in case anyone else forgot, we do now get 2 experience for resolve desperate rolls.
Only when we train at home.
Oh, it's not for usage?
Nope, it's when we train at home.
Okay, well then never mind. Damn it.
Otherwise, you'd be flying through those experiences. Yeah, and Kellen actually notices like your arm something come out. What happened? So he saw that it was you, and he just turns pale, as he's still like kind of still half staggered, as he's like wide eyed, like, oh fuck. The guards have been taken care of as they are beating a hasty retreat.
Yeah. Well, actually, before the one leaves, though, I just want to say you might want to also think about this guy knew us from Crow's Feet. We're criminals.
You don't really have time to say that. This is the lightning strike, and then the hauling ass happens all pretty quick.
Oh,
so I'm just starting to walk over to Kellen, just smiling and slow and controlled, because I'm feeling great right now. I've not had 1 but 2 lightning bolts go through me, and this is euphoria. And I'm just grinning ear to ear with my black shark eyes and my hair kind of frizzy because it's been all.
And doggy inside, you do anything here?
As I wheel my can out, I look back at Kellen and go,
actually, are the owners maybe peeking out?
There's a pretty good chance that if they haven't yet, they're about to. But all this is happening pretty quick.
Yeah, because this might be a good time to let them know that, by the way, your boy here has spent years up in Crow's Foot talking his way into households, gaining their trust.
It's the way this is all happening. No one's like popping out to hear someone talk in a torrential downpour. I would say, Doggy, if you want to go ahead and make your roll for that intimidate.
that command.
Yeah.
Desperate.
He took my coin, didn't he?
Yep.
One.
He goes,
wait, why do I have 2 dice? I don't have anything in command.
When
you roll 2 and take the lowest one.
Oh, okay. All right.
He goes, witchcraft! The ministry's got witchcraft! Did you scream?
I hit him as soon as he starts. As soon as he says witchcraft, I'm gonna hit him.
I would say, Sai, you might be in a position since you had kind of gone this go around. Sai, do you do something while he says that?
Yeah, I grab his throat, push him against the wall, and he's got a hairpin to his fucking eye.
All right.
You've heard the stories about this thing, right?
Oh, I just wanted to hit him. I don't want to intimidate him. I want to hit him. Take his eye, Sai. Come on. Don't talk about it. Just take one. Nobody will care. He'll still have one.
Yeah, I think that can go with reduced effect. And reduced effect still takes the one that gets him sort of taken out here. He's just like, and what do you say to him again?
I say, you've heard the stories about this, and I pressed the eye pick just a little bit into the cheek. You've heard the story, the hair pick. You've heard the story about this, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to make this right? You just fucked over my brother. You fucked over the ministry. We know where you live and work now.
I can be your eyes here. And I need 2 of them to do that.
All right, then. You can keep it for now.
And he just sort of hits the
He shits what?
No,
hits.
Yeah, he kind of hits
I'm
the
not
ground. He's like, and there's the rain still coming down as he just sort of like slides down. He's maybe shit himself.
I'm not cleaning that up. That's not mine.
Wait, you mean again? Because he was struck by lightning earlier. That probably happened then.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was a hairpin. It was totally created by you. So I don't have any more coins to do flashbacks for stress, but if somebody else does, you guys might want to do flashbacks because we still got 6 fucking clocks to fill.
Looks like it's going to be devil's bargain. I have 1 coin.
That means you could do a flashback to indulge your vice.
You can take. Well, do we have any rep to spend right now? We don't, do we?
I don't know.
Yeah, we've got 4 reputation. Or 3.
Well, it looks like we all need to indulge our vice. You want to drop 3 rep and do it? Or does anybody have coins they're going to spend on it? I've spent 3 coin on it.
I can spend. I got 1 coin to spend. I can spend it.
Yeah, I got 1 too. I might want to save that for. Yeah, I'd rather use the rep if everyone's okay with it.
Well, I have to. So I'm using a rep. I marked it down 2 reps. So it's 1 for me and 1 for you. Dave's spending a coin for right now.
Okay. I spent a coin. And
2 fuck balls.
Jeez, what happened? What?
I can't fucking indulge my vice for shit. I'm going to take a bathroom break.
I'm gonna go cuss for a while over here. Like, what the hell happened to your dice?
that takes me down to 2. I rolled a 6.
5. That's not bad.
Poor Mikey.
Okay, I can take some more stress. Oh, and I forgot that last roll.
That went too far.
I took another resolve, so now I'm full too with my resolve.
Which means you can raise up something.
I can't do that now yet, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, I can?
Wait, 1 left. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5.
have to raise up sway.
I'm gonna grab a drink while Mikey's in the doing his thing.
It's actually not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some more water.
And I added Kellum to the NPCs list.
Yeah, I wrote him down on our crew sheet too. You're muted, Mikey.
Was that a donut?
No, it's a like a marshmallow cookie thing. I don't remember what they're called, but it's got like chocolate, marshmallow, something. But I will tell you,
I want donuts now.
best cracker I've ever had in my life.
Better than chicken and a biscuit?
Oh yeah, by miles.
That's a bold statement.
Mm-hmm. I'll stand by it.
Are you going to indulge your vice, St. Paul, or did you?
I did. Yeah.
Get a 5.
Y'all mother.
I'm down to 2 stress.
Sorry, Mikey.
Yeah. You have to learn to accept your inner black church shitbag and just really go all in with these vices.
He's still struggling with that.
I've spent so much money.
How do you get 2 dice to
It's
indulge
the-
your vice?
It's the lowest of your total, like your resistance stats. So I have 2, 4, and 4 for those.
Gotcha. That's why I have 1.
Oh yeah, Sai went. You got 1 in almost everything. Well, yeah,
Hey, I have
you got
2.
2, and 4. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if you
All right.
if you have filled up your bars, you're able to bring up one of your stats.
Which I did.
I thought I had because I was taking 2 experience for each roll for a while.
Oh. Now, I think one thing I did send in the Facebook message, when we looked into personal, if you end up clicking the personal, you can actually spend downtime to raise up your
Playbook.
your playbook XP.
That's cool.
So you don't actually have to play in character at all. You
So
can
is
just
it that-
train in your downtime.
So is it that can we do that without the tick and get 1, or it's just you have it and you get 2, or you can't do it at
do
all?
without the tick and have 1.
Cool. All right, we've got 1 rune. We have 1 rune left to place, and I think that we should evacuate while before this rain goes away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not going to dismiss the rain.
What is this clock, Michael?
The what?
The clock
the
that
blue-
you're ticking?
That was Kellen.
That was Kellen. Do you not see the names on there?
I don't see that one.
Oh, let me.
Okay.
There it is.
All right.
It's annoying.
I see
It's
that.
annoying that it doesn't show up without me hitting it. Controlled by all players.
I added Kellen to our sheet on the crew sheet. Kellen, sorry.
Wow.
Who are Grayson, Roos, and Percival?
Those were those 3 blue coats.
Oh, I thought there was only 2.
Nope.
Situational awareness.
You know, I forgot to get any whiskey while I was up.
I have to wait. I'm running Persona tonight, so I will wait to drink till then.
I was just, I wasn't going to, but these rolls are killing me.
So actually, this week I've got these 2 games today. Tomorrow night I'm running Usagi Yojimbo with the Gauntlet. Wednesday we're doing Project Dark in like afternoon, and then I'm running Alien Fallon's Reach on a streaming thing for the gamers table. And then Thursday for this. So it's a lot of gaming this week.
Yeah.
Like a good week.
Yep.
All right. Well, how are we going to do this?
Got one last thing that we got to place. So, do we want to? I mean, where's the area, the effect of the rain? Like, how far does his rain effect go?
We'll say it's raining pretty hard in this. If it's too small, everyone's going to notice. Here's just a weird bit of magic. It doesn't hit necessarily the whole city, but there is a.
Well, it still would be in this area.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say?
Does that increase his effect?
No.
Like a setup would?
Not anymore. 'Cause, I mean, it did at the time, but.
All right.
I say we just run in. Say, gotta get the trash. We're getting soaked. I'm going to death. They don't pay me enough to do this. I mean, just like kind of everybody go in at once.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking so since the ministry's been kind of quieter lately, like last session I switched vicious back to reckless since I'd worked through my anger issues. I might just start climbing the fucking building. Well, no one's looking. No one's out in the street. It's clear. I've got decent prowl.
All right.
Yep. So yeah, around we got to Sandalwood Road. You have basically like stone fences that are continuous with all of the various houses that are there. These are ones that are sort of guarded. You can sometimes see through the back to the square that they have behind them. You got your big ass cart that you brought in.
Yep.
What do you do?
I'm just going to see if I can climb the building without falling down.
Do some traverse.
Yeah. That's prowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what might you offer me for this?
I will click 1 on the general alarm, which could basically bring some more blue coats to this area in particular. That's a little more dangerous than the overall blue coats.
All right. So as
Not the stress. I would take the stress instead.
All right.
We
So
have the
as
stress.
And we don't need any more help with the blue coats. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, you kind of head up and over, and yeah. So you're just heading like up one of the fences, and then like through the yard, and then up towards Halcyon Square. All right.
I don't know, 1 or 2. Does anyone know what my stress was before that?
No.
You had 3 stress.
So I only did 1.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Gonna play lookout, I think.
Okay.
I am. Damn it. I'm going, while there's a lot of noise and everything, I'm going to try and gain access to the side yard through a side gate.
Mm-hmm.
While nobody's looking, I'm going to try and break the lock on the side gate to get through.
Okay.
So that's wreck.
Yep.
Do desperate. So that gives me an experience. Let's see. I haven't used any armor. I'm going to use burglary gear. Wouldn't help me break the lock. Demolition tools would, though. So I'm going to use a crowbar for my demolition tools.
Okay.
So that'll add. Will that give me
effect?
position or effect?
Up to you.
I'm going to take the effect.
Okay. So you're probably making an escape route for Sai.
Yeah. Wait. You cancel that because that says risky and it's not. It's desperate. Not that it matters.
Yeah, we know.
It matters to me. I'm doing it wrong. And standard effect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, but I traded for effect. Does that
Yeah.
mean so it's great or
Mm-hmm.
still standard?
Yeah, great.
All right. And I'm tempted to push myself for the bonus dice, but fuck it. Here we go. I got a 5.
The rain. So I reduced the effect to do it by 2 instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the rain is sort of coming down. There's a little bit of explosion from it, but not enough to get too many people's attention. And you said, Dog, you're doing the survey.
Mm-hmm. This is desperate and standard. Four.
With a standard effect.
Standard effect.
Yeah.
However, okay. Yeah. So Sai basically.
However.
You are there's going to be a however.
Yeah, there is.
You are able to place. They basically kind of put it there as you are taking off through the exit that has now been made. That's about the point where Doggy, you notice that from further out, you hear some guards yelling. One of them happened to have sort of come out and seen. So now, this can be chase. This can be kind of whatever. They've been spotted going through, like as he's leaving, and there's dung dung dung. One of them hits a thing, like an alarm bell, meaning that other people are going to hear it while it is raining. It's going to make it not maybe as many on other days, but you now have those guards to escape from before you are done.
Okay, I've got an idea. If you
Do you?
gonna I'm gonna call them over and say, "We found this gate. We was just getting ready to come find you. There's a group of 3 people went running down there, and they broke the lock coming through. We were just trying to get our trash out. We're getting ready to come in here and get our trash collection, and these buggers took off. I was gonna just come find you."
You're gonna sway them?
Hey, Doggy's like, God damn it! I'm gonna bluff somebody this day session.
Yeah, it has to happen at least once. So this is desperate and standard, and I'm gonna take stress for an extra die. So let me do that. Hit 2 and submit. Take a 5.
I'm going to reduce the effect for the 5 there. There's this moment he goes, wait, 3 people? Hey, stop, you guys! Stop! Wait, 3 of them, what'd they look like?
Well, it was hard to tell with all the rain, but they were wearing black cloaks.
Okay, so yeah, as he sort of questioned them, there's a couple of the other, like, as he kind of yells for all of you, there's a couple of the other guards are coming over where you two, where Sai and Hawthorne are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing?
Getting all trash cans and getting the hell out of Dodge.
I'm seriously considering summoning a thick fog and fucking running away.
I'll actually.
All right, I'm gonna use a tune and 2 more stress because I've got them. I'm choosing that. I'm using a tune. I'm summoning a thick fog as a setup maneuver to increase the effect of the next person's whatever it is runaway roll. So that's desperate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're getting experience this time. And I get a bonus die, and I got a 5.
And so what do you say was doing again?
I'm creating a thick fog as a setup maneuver to increase the effect of the next person's whatever.
Okay.
Prowl, run.
Can I do?
Okay.
Whatever.
The thick fog kind of comes in. I'll reduce the effect on that, so that's gone by 1. So, it's I don't know if someone's leaving a group run action as the fog rolls in.
Well, I'm actually going to try to add to continue with what Doggy was saying. If we're going to reduce suspicion, so I'm going to check my my last box to pull out my burglary gear.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just saw me coming out of that gate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to help you or not, but one of them dropped this, and it's just a bunch of like.
Wait, you mean this gun here? Do you have a holster? No.
You should describe Kellen as their leader.
He might be useful now.
He'd have been just as useful with one eye.
Since I made you laugh, I think I should get an extra die on that.
I'll give it to you.
You give it to me?
Why not? I think that's hilarious. He did it with this
Found
crowbar.
these.
Especially, he did it with this crowbar.
You roll the 5.
Yeah, and actually, you added to the effect with the stuff, so that would make it great. I'm gonna reduce the effect just down to standard, which means it goes, grabs the crowbar and goes, all right, which way did he go?
We point down the alley the opposite way.
It would be hilarious if we all 3 point different directions. Oh, no, that way.
I point the direction Doggy already pointed.
Yeah, me too.
He goes, come on! And they all just sort of rush as the 3 of you are then able to make it to the street. Dude,
I'm leaving the fog up.
Are you taking the cart or just leaving it there?
Leave
No,
it.
we're taking it because we want as little blowback on the garbage people as possible.
Yep. Just return everything where we needed to return it and get out of Dodge.
All right.
Was there any good garbage?
No, not here.
I was just checking if there was something we could sell. I want to sell it.
We
If there
ourselves,
was, I probably broke it to create a distraction.
we ourselves are the only quality garbage on this street right now.
Aww.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't handle this kind of life. I don't know what I was thinking signing up for this crew.
So, quick flashback as we walk away from Kellen, I say in a Jane voice, I was going to get me an eye, too.
Yeah, so
We're not.
Ojak, when you get back to Ojan Stones, just or Ojan stuff, just kind of looks and goes, "You all look like shit."
Well, you should see us when we're not cleaned up.
Did you get it placed?
We
They're
did.
all in place.
Yep.
And he goes,
A couple of them might be hard to retrieve if you need them back. But
It is not exactly the easiest place to get into unobserved,
He kinda
as
goes
you
through and goes-
might have imagined.
"That's why." And as he slides 8 coin over to you,
Oh, sweet Joseph, Mary, and whoever the fuck the other saints are here.
Papa.
so why don't we maybe give 3 to Hawthorne to recoup his losses,
Sure.
1 for me and Doggy, and then the other 2 for the crew.
Sure. Thank you.
I'm gonna go 2 heat added because there those blue coats were going to sort of hear something. Or
I just added it.
Yep.
And we did drop our name, or Kellen dropped our name, and I confirmed that that's who we are.
And I said primo to the 1.
And I didn't do anything, and I'm the one you said was talking too much, you fucking fox.
You fucking farks.
And the best part is, like,
You said, I'm giving us away, and you're like, oh, we're the fucking ministry, and oh, Primo's getting out, and oh, but did I say it? No, I didn't say it.
Desperate times.
yeah, we got to save our mistakes for later in the mission.
Oh, my bad.
All right. There will be some stuff with entanglements, but that will be probably start a next session. During your downtime.
Yes.
Oh, at the end of when I advanced, I took the an advancement from the spider sheet, which is calculations, which I can give myself or someone else an extra downtime activity. So someone's fallen short.
Damn, son.
Oh, I'm likely to need it to get rid of stress, but
The way you've been rolling.
All right, so Mikey or Hawthorne gets an extra downtime activity.
Sweet.
bless you. Well, I'll go first then for downtime. I'm going to indulge my vice. 4.
You're like, finally.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do it again.
If you roll a 6 now.
Now I'm going to roll a fucking critical somehow.
I couldn't even have 2 dice.
1.
That's good.
Well, at least you'll never overindulge.
That's true. I'm gonna train insight is my. You know what? I want to start a project. I want to start building a library of materials. I want to start a side project. I want to start building a library of materials for me to use to study the occult.
I am going to replace, first off, these with the ones from, the other page. All right, so if you want to make a roll for...
Why is dog offset by 1?
What?
Doggies doesn't line up with ours.
That's all right. What was the what do I need to roll? Would that be study?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Risky, standard, doesn't matter.
Just standard. Risky.
I got a 4.
All right, that is, I think, 2 ticks?
On standard, yes.
Okay.
So I'm spending time collecting materials, making copies of stuff by hand from Glena's library that she'll let me, or Quellen's library. I'm not, I'm obviously asking permission and, bringing her cool stuff to try from OJack and fraternizing.
All right.
And then, telling her about the times that I let the lightning out.
That's what I let the lightning out.
Okay, Paul, what are you doing?
I'm going to train my resolve, which bumps me up. I'm going to spend a point on consort. Second one, I am going to try to work on my long-term project. So I kind of started gathering materials for that clinic. I think now I need to I'll maybe talk to the orphanage people and get this ward released into my custody so I can start training her.
Mm-hmm.
So, sway or consort maybe?
Yeah, consort.
I'm going to push that so that I have enough stress to actually indulge my vice later.
Ooh.
6 and 5.
Do we come up with a name for the ward you're looking at?
Give me one moment, and I will. It will be Samantha. Finally, someone in the city with a normal name.
All right, I think that leaves Doggy for downtime.
I'm gonna spend 1 coin to indulge my vice.
Okay. Watch him roll a 6.
I can now because I just spent 2. I have 7 actually. 5, so plus the 2, that would bring me down to 2. Sweet. I'm feeling better.
All right.
I'm going to indulge my dice, or my vice, and I take out 3.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves me with 1. Okay, and I'm going to ask Sai to help me with my my harm. I had a level 2 choke harm from that last cop who when I threatened him with Primo.
So I did also notice when I was reading through these that my physicker says every one of my crew gets 1d for their healing treatment rolls. So does that mean if I'm the one doing it, I add a die when I'm treating them?
Yeah.
Or do they roll that themselves?
I think it's when you roll it, you add a die.
Okay.
So help me out.
6.
6. So is it gone or is it drop a level?
6 will be great effect, so that will fill 3.
So each level of harm is a clock. It's a 4-spot clock. So you'll
so I was only on level 2.
So
right, but you're still on level 2 harm.
Okay.
There's a little
progress.
Yeah, progress bar on the character sheet.
Okay, so
you see that clock on the healing?
Would it have been filled if I had that choking? so that I just have one there.
The what?
I would just have one left if it took 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Chalking. I spelled chalking instead of choking.
You're chucking. I'm going to chalk you.
But if you want to spend a coin, you can have her trade again.
No, I'm okay. I'll take it. I'll worry about that in a little bit. And then yeah, that's it. I'm done, and now we got to go to crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
On the crew, at the end of each session, did we execute a successful battle, extortion, sabotage, or smash and grab? Nope.
we did.
Well, we had a battle,
In sabotage.
I guess.
I mean, we sabotaged those places. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah, because we don't know what this ritual is going to do.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, we'll take one for that.
Did
Okay.
we set up the culling of our fucking district?
Contend with challenges above your current situation.
We had nothing that was tier 2.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. We bolstered it as
Mystical.
Witchcraft. Mystical.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, true.
And express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature. We bitched and argued like brothers and sisters. That's the essential nature of the crew.
Sure is.
And we successfully made money. Would that be 2?
No.
No. All right. But we really did bitch and argue like brothers and sisters, and that's what the crew is.
We're power gaming by role playing.
Yeah. But the beautiful part is we're doing the power gaming after we already did the role playing.
Yeah, we're just justifying power stuff with the stuff we did for fun.
We would have bitched and whined for free.
Yeah, but if we can get paid for it, great. All right, that's it for that.
So for individuals?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Let me go down. I did my desperate actions. At the end of each session, did I address a knowledge? I did address with arcane power twice or multiple times.
Yeah.
So take 2.
Yeah.
Do these roll over?
Yes.
Because I just filled my playbook.
Yeah.
All right. So so that filled my playbook, but express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm pretty sure I did at least once. You want me to find an example, specific example, or are we going to take the one?
I think with the heritage, I think you with your vice dealer.
Yeah, cool. Struggled with issues from my vice or traumas during the sessions. I know, but I
don't know if rolling a 1 or a 2 counts.
I'm working on getting a trauma, but I try and play it as if my relationship with my power is kind of a vice or trauma of its own that is unofficial, but I don't need it. But that puts me to 1.
Okay.
After my playbook advancement. So I've got to figure out which playbook advancement, but that's it for me.
Okay, we'll go with Sai or
Sai, go ahead.
Did you say go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Is treating the wounded people dealing with a challenge with technical skill?
During the downtime?
Yeah. It's okay if it's not. I'm just.
Yeah, I think during downtime, but I think there was a bit of mayhem, maybe.
Okay. So do 1 for that. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, unless the bickering.
I mean, honestly, I think it's one of those things where as long as y'all are bickering like a family, I think you're gonna get both the crew and your own personal ones for that.
Yeah.
And struggle with the vice or trauma. I mean, I did climb a wall.
Yeah, you did the fuck it. I'm just gonna go over. Like I don't even give a shit anymore.
That's 3 for me.
That was the Indiana Jones with the whip and the guy with the sword just taking out the gun and.
Yeah, you're like I got a shit so bad.
Yeah.
Was it Spielberg was only eating like Chef Boyardee or something? That's the reason he didn't get sick.
Yeah, probably. I think that's what I read.
Yeah, but he was a canned something. I thought it was. I'm going like that's It's like if he had SpaghettiOs or something like that.
I think I addressed the challenge with tracking her violence at the beginning when I did my research.
You also there's some violence in there too. So
Yeah, there was a little violence in there for sure. Expressed beliefs. We argued. I also used my labor contacts for background.
I can go 2 for that.
Okay. All right. So that's 3. I did not struggle with issues from my vice or traumas. So
Cool.
I'm gonna add 3. 2, 3. All right. I only have 2 more to go, and I get a advancement.
Sweet.
All right. Good deal. Is there anything else we have to do?
I don't think so. That was it's fucking tough on you, y'all.
Yeah. That was a tense session. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. I like that we're expanding our